All right, so I'll call the Finance Committee meeting to order. Everybody have a chance to take a look at the agenda? Okay.
Move to approve.
You mean the minutes?
Oh, what did I say? Agenda? Yeah, I'm sorry, the minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the minutes. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on claims in the amount of $8,304,880.57.
The reason the claims are so high this time is we had our tax payouts for the school district, the Wisconsin Indian Head Technical College, and the county.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second to approve. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on operators licenses for Stephen von Voorhuis. I hate mispronouncing people's names, but
For the period of January 20th, 2021 to June 30th, 2022, contingent upon successful completion of a background check and any outstanding debt owed to the city paid.
Move to
Move to
approve.
approve. Second.
motion and second to approve. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on the 2021 Grandview Park Concessions Agreement with the Hudson Boosters.
I think we skipped one.
Oh, sorry. Oh, discussion possible action on Public Works Director pay grade.
Okay, so as I discussed in the memo, it's something that we've been doing with pretty much almost all the positions, taking a look at, kind of where we're at competitively, things like that. And sometimes some get pushed forward faster than others just based on situations. And we had a neighboring community recently hired their public works director at a pay that was fairly significantly higher than we are at with our grade. And so that obviously triggered taking a look at where we're at with the market and checking with some other cities in our area. So what the recommendation would be is to move basically the public works director from the grade that position is in now to the same pay grade as a finance director. And then what that would be is basically at the we'll be moving that position to the start of that new grade, and so that would give that full 5 years of growth in there, and then that grade does basically match up very well with our comparable neighboring communities and their pay for the position.
Aaron, was it a increase or was it a new hire? And do you know what they base the qualifications on, the start wage?
It was, so the pay was an increase from what they were paying before. It was a new hire outside the city, and their job description is very similar to ours.
What city was it?
New Richmond.
So the qualifications were the same?
Yeah, their position's similar. Now, I think when they hired, theirs might also be a city engineer, or might be an engineer, but it's not serving as city engineer. But it's not a requirement of the position. It just worked out that way that they had somebody that was an engineer that did it, but it's not a requirement for the position.
We're not budgeted for this, right? So how are you going to?
We do have some room in the budget. Yes, when we look at setting our overall pay for the year and things like that for all the positions, we do factor in that we may have some movement. We may have a position that leaves. We have to rehire it. Who knows? So we do factor in some space to do things like this.
And I'm sorry, what was the difference again?
The total pay difference for right away will be about $6,400.
Okay.
We have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and second to approve. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on the 2021 Grandview Park Concessions Agreement with the Hudson Boosters.
So this is our annual agreement with the Hudson Boosters to operate concessions out at Grandview Park. Park Board reviews this every year, and nothing has changed from last year, just updated the dates. The agreement does say that 6% of all revenue gained from the concession goes back to the city, which is put in the Parkland Dedication Fund. And right now we currently have about $1,500 or $5,500 in that account. So Park Board motion to approve.
How much does that contract bring in each year approximately?
Well, obviously last year was down year, but approximately 1,500 to 2,000 a year.
It's decreased consecutively over the years since softball has died off.
Yeah.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second to approve. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on the LOE with Bolton and Mank for engineering services in the amount of $20,600 for the 2021 stormwater project.
Yep. So again, this is our annual stormwater project that comes out of the Stormwater Utility Fund. We budget approximately $200,000 each year to do repairs on the storm sewer system. Bolton and Mank has been helping us out with the engineering side of these things for the past several years. And, you know, as we continue to grow, it's my hope that we would bring this in-house at some point in time. We're just not there yet, maybe next year. I did talk to Dean before going out to Bolton and Mank, and he just doesn't have the capacity right now with everything that's been going on and everything that's on his plate. So I did reach out to Bolton and Mank, and in their LOE, it gave a breakdown of, you know, preliminary survey, the plan phase, construction phase, kind of estimated hours on each phase, and then the dollar amount associated with that. So the total came to $20,600. The amount will be paid for out of the stormwater utility budget. Brought this to Public Works Committee, and they motioned to approve this as well.
Move to approve.
Doesn't change anything.
Second.
Motion and second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on the agreement with Zappa Brothers in the amount of $4,590 to abandon the well at 1421 2nd Street with the West Public Works Facility.
Yep. So this is, if you recall, earlier this fall, we had an issue with the Public Works garage. The well basically went kaputs on us, and we did go out and get some quotes to replace the pump and pull it, so on and so forth. And it was basically a wash in between replacing the well pump and hooking up to water service as well. So we decided to hook up to water services, bringing that into the facility. Now we're having to abandon the well per Wisconsin DNR codes and local codes. And we reached out to Zappa Brothers to give us a quote, $4,590. The reason I'm bringing it forward to Finance Committee is I didn't budget for this expense. And so I am requesting that we use council contingency to cover this cost.
It's got to be done. I'll move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second to approve. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on City Hall improvements and construction.
Okay, so we talked about this in October last time. So now we're kind of bringing it back again as we look at the sort of overall CIP. So as we talked about before, we put about $500,000 into the 2021-2022 CIP for the City Hall repairs. I attached a list, which isn't necessarily the easiest thing to read, but it is a breakdown of what we anticipate that the cost would be for the various items. So just as a quick rundown, what we're talking about is replacing carpet. We're going to remove the cupola from the roof because of the water leak. We're going to do some painting, some ADA improvements, some bathroom improvements. Big cost is LED retrofit of lighting, but we do hope that we can get some of that offset potentially with energy rebate programs and things like that. The council chambers, as we talked before, basically getting rid of all the non-permanent tables and things like that, and putting in a real council dais and kind of wiring that's not just running across the floor everywhere, but run into it, and things like that to make it basically a more permanent council chambers. We do some work on the reception desk at that main floor. Right now, we kind of have some temporary plexiglass and things like that put up, but for security reasons, it would definitely make sense for us to do a little bit more with that area to keep it secure for our staff. We've got some miscellaneous other things like HVAC improvements. And then we also did include in this number some roof repairs we need to do at the police department, as well as some exterior tuck pointing at all the city hall and the police department and the library building need some of that work done as well. So with all that, we are looking at a cost of about $460,000 roughly for that work. This is just an estimate that was put together by Mike and David and talking with some contractors and things. And then as part of all this, because it's such a weird set of projects, it's not something we can just bid out as one bid, because you're not going to find a contractor that does all these different weird little things, because it's not a big construction project. So we did put out for proposals for a construction manager, so we can have somebody that can prepare all the bid doc, because all these items have to go out for bid. Pretty much every little section that we have identified in here has to go out for bid. So, I mean, we're looking at over a dozen bids that would have to go out, different bid packets that would have to go out. So with the construction manager, that person or that firm would prepare the bid documents, handle the receiving of the bids, work with staff to review, make sure they're okay. And once we award the bid, they're the ones that are kind of in charge of making sure that all these projects get done right and that sort of thing. So we included that in there as well. And that was a fee of basically $23,500 to do that work, which is a percentage basis off a total project cost of $500,000. So about 4.7% of that. And we had, like I said, we did do proposals on that, and we got, I think, 6-7 proposals back. And Market & Johnson was definitely the most competitive proposal by far. So that's who we'd be recommending to do this. And of course, it would be contingent on signing a contract with them that's acceptable to Kathy as well, to make sure we have it all covered.
Two concerns, Aaron, that I have, I'm just concerned, the historical value of the cupola on City Hall, and I think we should address that.
Okay.
As well as expanding the bathroom capacity. I don't know if the numbers on there, if you got 4 and 2, I don't know if
we weren't expanding capacity with the bathrooms. We were basically just trying to do some ADA compliance things with them. I'm not sure that expansion's going to be possible with our layout. But it's something we can look at, and we can talk to, well, if we move forward, we can talk with Market & Johnson about what they think about something like that. And they might be able to put together some ideas for us as far as could we do some expansion to the bathrooms.
And I truly would like to see us try to save the cupola. I don't know the historic value and if there's any in it.
Well, I
A
think,
real
Randy,
cost.
what we could do is take it down and try to restore it in some way, but we've got water coming into the ceiling up there, both our and 2 of our record rooms. It's not good. So
No, I get that, but there's got to be a way to fix it and not remove it.
yeah, we'll look at it.
If it's not extraordinary on a cost-wise basis.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll move we approve are you looking for a,
Recommendation to the council. We're talking about it on the regular agenda.
so moved?
Second.
Motion is second to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. We have a motion?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion is second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. We stand adjourned. It's 7 o'clock. We're going to start this meeting here in just a moment. I just want to let everybody know I've got to step away for just a few minutes. Bill is going to run the meeting. I'll open the meeting and then be back in just a little bit.